live once again. And I just want to thank everybody for coming back and participating in the show. Really appreciate it. And some of you are even as beautiful as a nice summer pomegranate wine. But really, I just want you to know that we do this not just for ourselves, we do it for the kids. You can take the children, bounce them on their knees, bounce them on the knee and then sing the melody. The Varnell man, did you miss me? Anyway, if you know where that came from, then you know you're one like my kind of people. Okay, you're my kind of people. And I heard that the Varnell Hill Show is going to get some run as a Martin spinoff, as a Martin Show spinoff. And I just feel like if anybody wants to know who would watch a Varnell Hill Show Martin spinoff without Martin in it, this guy. I would watch it. That would be appointment TV. Don't bother me when Varnell Hill is on. The funny thing, let me get Michelle. Hold on. Was it gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Well, I was just saying the funny thing about it is I heard like there was a comedian talking about how he was up and coming and some of the things that happened to him while he was on the road when he first started out. And he was like, one of the things that happened to me is I met Tommy Davidson, right? And Tommy Davidson is more established than I am. And so when I met him, one thing I noticed about him was that the real Tommy Davidson, right? When you meet him, the real him is the Varnell Hill character. He said that's really how he act. He's just like that. If you've seen Varnell Hill, you've met Tommy Davidson. And he said that Tommy Davidson told him that he killed it, he had a great set, and that they should work together in the future. So he told his agent that, and his agent was like, who told you that? He's like, oh, Tommy Davidson. And he was like, yeah. Tommy Davidson says that to everybody. It's known throughout the industry that if Tommy Davidson tells you that, he don't mean it. He don't mean it. He's just saying it. And so I'm trying to get Michelle in here, but I'm laughing because I can't imagine Tommy Davidson walking around like Varnell Hill. Bam! Michelle? You know what? You need a theme song. We gotta figure out what's gonna be the theme song when you come on. Like as soon as you come on, something needs to happen. We need to sing something.
I don't think
Anyway, what would your theme song be, you think?
I don't need a theme song.
I think you need a theme song. I think you need one. So don't worry. I'll figure it out for you.
Look at this.
Bam, we out here, y'all. Hey, y'all. Today's an exciting day.
She's been here 5 seconds. How the hell does she deserve a theme song? I don't understand what's going on with the show. She's been here 15 seconds and she needs a fucking theme song? You know what, man? I built this shit from the ground up. From the ground up.
Damn, you come here and tear it down.
I'll be fucking damned if she gonna tear down the shit that I helped blood, bleed, sweat, and cry for, okay? All of a sudden, you gotta get you a theme song, pandering ass. No.
She doesn't get one. You hear me?
You hear me? I swear to shit.
If my mother wasn't who she was, you would be my biggest op, Isaac. If my mother was not who she was, my biggest op.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yo,
You're welcome. I'll take that as a compliment.
That is hilarious. She's like, yo.
Josh
I
knows.
hope y'all appreciate the nuance of what she just said, because that is hilarious. Go back and watch it again if you didn't get it.
I didn't know we were talking about mothers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just mine.
Just Angie, man. Angie's a special person. One time for Angie, she's a special individual.
No, we're not doing that.
No one's on.
She said no. She said, oh no. She gets no love. She gets no love.
Anyway, so hey, listen, y'all. Today's a special day, okay? Because we're gonna do a thing, okay? We're gonna do a thing. I was given a recipe by one of our constituents, okay? And we're gonna try it on the show here live, okay? We're gonna keep talking while I'm trying it, but we're gonna try it, okay? Here's how it go. You take yourself, you get a glass, you get some stuff in it, okay? Some cool stuff. You get yourself a bottle of Moscato. Moscato is from Italy, y'all. And then you pour the Moscato.
Italy, Texas. Italy, Texas. Okay.
We got that from Galveston down in that dirty ass water. Anyway, you put the Moscato betwixt the cup and the ice, and then you add the special ingredient.
Don't add Hennessy in that. Please don't add Hennessy to that. All right, listen. Listen to me. The show's going to take a turn for the worse. The show's going to get bad. The show's going to get real bad today. Yeah.
So we're gonna ask for prayers at this point.
Or I got a crazy idea. Or don't do it. Just don't do it.
This was sent to me. I'm not even lying. This was sent to me by one of our audience members because they saw me try the crown on the show the other day. They was like, try this one. It was a video. Said try it. You know what I'll do? On our page, I'll post the video that it came from as a reel, so you can see that. I'm not joking. This is a real thing that someone is doing somewhere. I don't think this is going to be delicious. I'm going to be honest, but we're doing adventures. This is an adventure, you guys. So anyway, again, this is another show where we're not going to bury the lead. We're going to jump right into the heavy stuff. Okay, because I got one that's a doozy. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh, I want to see what Michelle do with this one." You ain't gonna have nothing for this one. Whatever you say is wrong. I'll just let you know.
So whatever you say is wrong. Damn.
Whatever you say is wrong. You're not gonna probably. I mean, it doesn't really pertain to you either. So here we go. All right, here.
That's nasty as hell. That's nasty as hell. This is nasty.
Let me clear my throat. Y'all heard that?
Yeah, I did hear
it. That was you.
So boom. Here's the deal. This is how men everywhere can know that everything that we have heard via social media and these podcasts and all is about what women, think a real man should do is bullshit. It's bullshit. All of it. All of it is bullshit. And this is how we can know with certainty that it is.
I know what this is.
Because that's not what they are teaching their sons. Nobody's telling their sons, hey, take your whole paycheck and make sure she's straight. And if you have anything else, good. If not, it's what real men do. Nobody's saying go to nobody's house, hey, telling their son, hey, go with this lady who has 4 kids by 4 different baby dads. She's the one. Nobody telling their son that. Nobody's telling their son that a real man would step up to a situation like that. Nobody's teaching their son that. Nobody's teaching their son not to split no bills. Nobody's teaching their son to go on a first date and spend $1 million. Nobody's teaching their son none of that shit that y'all be trying to push to everybody else out here in the field. The question is, why would that be true? Why would it be true that I would get told that I'm not a real man if I don't want to do some of these things? But yeah, that's not what you're teaching your sons. What's the difference? What's the difference? Go ahead, Michelle, what you think? What's the difference?
I don't have kids, so I don't have a dog in this fight.
Hey, man, but you gotta speak for all women because
Damn,
you're the only woman. I don't know if we told you that.
Because I don't think like most women.
I don't know if we didn't go over the paperwork, Isaac, so she didn't know
I have
that.
stressed to you about this paperwork signing time and
Listen,
time again. I have stressed to you.
a
You should
lot of
have to stop
times,
this. Then you explain what the fuck we do around here. Okay, she's responsible for every woman on the face of the planet, black, white, green, no matter. It's Michelle. It's all of Michelle.
you are their only hope because
You're it. Yeah.
other than the comment section, they're not gonna have a voice here. So I can tell you what me and Isaac think.
Yeah, that's easy. That's set in stone.
So
The women that push those type of narratives, they're just entitled, and they were probably bratty ass kids when they were coming up. I personally never agreed with that because of the way I was raised. My father told me, "Don't ever
yeah,
depend on
bad
a man
y'all.
to take care of you." That's what Freddie said. Don't ever depend on no man to take care of you.
Yeah, I think that's wrong too, though. The only reason I say that is because remember we had a show like I don't know a couple shows ago where I was saying us as black men we do teach our daughters that right. Don't rely on no man for nothing. You do for yourself, right? And we teach y'all to change the tires and fire up a grill and all of this stuff. And so then it becomes very difficult as a man trying to come into your life. You know what I mean? To do what we're supposed to do because you feel like you keep wanting to tell us how much you don't need us because you got it. You already know.
Well,
It's like,
I think that's where discernment comes in because, with the exception of one, I've never told a man I don't need you. I've never.
which one did you tell? Never
Wait,
mind. Don't say names. Okay, look, that's a
no.
good point.
The one that I was with, Ladarius, the one that I was with when I was stationed in Florida towards the end of my enlistment.
Gotcha. Ultra
Yeah, like
toxic.
it wasn't working either though. So
Ultra toxic.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I came home. You know what I'm saying? The dishes ain't washed. You ain't take the trash out. I was like, so what did you do today? And he had an attitude like, why are you getting mad? Like,
Like, I got a chopper gunner on Call of Duty.
Have you ever had the nuke in Call of Duty? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever had the nuke? So you don't know what I did today.
It's
I did something
incredibly
not many
difficult to
men have
get. I
ever
was gonna
seen.
say.
So get back.
I mean, he
You
got
know
an
what?
attitude though, but after that, he tightened up.
Yeah. Okay.
Tightened up.
So
Crazy word.
it's difficult with Michelle. Oh, Beach is in the house with a Beach, but it's just very funny to me that it is true that women don't teach their sons that, but they do try to push it to us. But I hear what you're saying there about the narrative about not needing a man, especially one that doesn't work. But you don't necessarily, you say you don't typically say that to people. So I don't know, your answers are just very Michelle-like. So, yeah, where this would have been a very controversial subject, it turns out to be no controversy at all.
I think with Michelle,
So
I think with Michelle, she's like, again, it's like I don't know where we keep finding these diamonds. You got to put that down because that's not going to be a good idea. I'm drinking straight water, man. I'm trying to be. It's not going to be a good thing.
That's actually really good.
See,
I'm not lying.
I'll tell you what.
That's actually really good. Like you can't even, if you do the right ratio, you smell the tequila just because there's a tequila smell, but you don't taste it. You don't.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions. You don't have to lie to the public.
Okay.
What woman sent you that? What woman sent you that recipe?
That's none of your goddamn business, and I think it's staring my personal face.
Because just putting context clues together, it doesn't taste like anything, but it's gonna get you right. That you drink those for a specific reason. But okay, sure. I'm happy you're happy. That's all that really matters,
You know what? The bubbles are dope too. I'm not gonna lie.
You're such a bitch.
I'm just telling you what's happening.
Jesus. Just nonstop with you.
I'm
No,
just telling you.
the reason Michelle, actually, you know what's crazy? My mom was like that. She was like, Isaac, you should do A, B, and C, and D. I'm like, but you know the reason my mom could say that? Because there was no dad to be like, that's bullshit. I do believe that people, if they don't have the proper, I guess, like, benchmarks, like, no, that's dumb. Like, I'm not saying all women do this, but women, if you give them an inch, they'll take a fucking mile. Not all, but some. My mom was like, she didn't have a man to be like, that doesn't make sense what you just said. Like, it sounds good in your mind and coming out, but that doesn't make sense. So you have to, as you get older, you have to find out on your own. Like, that's not how this is done at all. So you got to you have to find that help. My mom was like, women are this, women are that. They're A. I'm like, well, and I got older. I'm like, well, mom, some women are that. But the way you were selling it, it was every single one that was
All
special.
women are that.
All of them were special. I'm like, no, this shit's expensive. What the fuck this is? Like, this don't add up, Jack. So you just gotta. It depends on who you're dealing with. So Michelle's absolutely right. You got to really discern who you're gonna rock with. The problem is now people that have these things like this is the bare minimum. Well, the bare minimum is now crazy. I think like you got to do. I just met you. I just met you. I don't know anything about you. If you're talking about you behind your bills on the first date, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'm gonna go outside and smoke.
Be right back.
For those that don't know, I don't smoke. So I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
It's just different now. I don't know where we got this mentality to be. You owe someone something because you're hanging out with them. You don't owe nobody shit.
Yeah.
No one owes you anything.
I
Not
will
even understanding.
I will say though, you know, we had our dad in our life. The only advice that I've
Who's
heard,
we?
me and my brother, the
Oh,
only
okay,
advice I've ever heard personally my dad give my brother was it doesn't matter if they're black or white because it's all pink on the inside.
Michelle. Michelle. Michelle.
Well, this is our last show.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's crazy. I wanted to play Harry Potter anyway. I wanted to play Hogwarts anyway. I was going to do that anyway. So, Michelle, thank you. Thank you for that.
All right.
Like fathers give their sons like what?
Damn, bro.
I'm trying to act brand new.
All right. Fred was something else. One time for Fred, y'all. Can we do one time for Fred?
Fred was a real one. He was a
Here
real
we go.
one.
Fred was real.
Real
One time
one.
for Fred's realness.
Said it's all pink. All right, man. Sure. Yeah.
All right.
That's all, man. Yeah, man. Sure. Like, yeah, man. Sure. Nothing to say. Yeah. Sure, man.
I'm going to talk to him about that one when I get there. Like, what was that?
Yeah, when we get to the green room, like, did you volley
You know
that? Did we reread that? Like, what are you doing? Like, okay.
Let's unpack that.
Yeah, like, what is going on with you? What is that shit you did? Like,
anyway,
what is that?
so Mitch, you brought up a good point about our moms, right?
Right.
And so that's kind of where we're going to go next. Where
Sure.
a lot of us, right, who didn't grow up with our fathers in our lives, who weren't silver spoons over here, Captain. You know what I mean? Captain Silver Spoons over here. So the rest of us that didn't grow up with our fathers, there you go. We saw our mothers do a lot more than just normal everyday stuff, right? And so we grow up with the mindset for women, I saw my mom do this, therefore I can do it. Or for a guy, I saw my mom do this, therefore she can do this. Not knowing that our moms were doing way more than they should have ever been responsible for doing. And so you have this mindset that you, my partner, should be doing what my mom did because she was capable of going to work all day, coming home and cleaning and cooking meals and doing laundry and cutting the yard and making barbecues. And you should be able to do that because my mom did it. And not knowing that
That's not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, your perception is perverted because of the way you grew up. What were you about to say, Michelle? Go ahead.
So when you said that, it made me think of a conversation that I was having with Alex. And I don't know, because my thing is like pretty much since Terrence kind of set the bar as far as like what I expect from a man when it comes to like, I guess I hate to use this term, but gender roles. Like I didn't have to take the trash. Like that was just our thing. So now it's like I'm not around. I'm not taking no fucking trash out. So, you know, I told him I was like, yo, like, so you not gonna take the trash out? He's like, oh well, I thought you had it, and I was like, look. I got to be honest with you. I was like, I fully expect the princess treatment. I'm not touching trash. And then he proceeded to say, he was like, well, you know, you're so independent. And I know like you was doing everything before me. And, you know, you're just like my mom. So I just figured you got it because she always had it. I was like, okay, so I'm not your mom.
Start there.
Yeah. I was like, I want the princess treatment. I'm not touching trash. And then after that, I don't touch trash anymore.
That is very interesting that was his rebuttal, his perspective.
I thought so too. I was like, because your mom had it? Because his dad was in the house too, but he was one of those dads that went overseas for years contracting and just stayed away from the family.
Y'all got it.
Yeah, y'all got that.
And they said black men leave their families. His dad was a white man.
And he said, yo, I'm not going to leave, but I'm just going to not be here.
Yeah, he was gone for years, okay? So
amen.
He
was, that's one way to do it.
By a single mom.
So he was married to a black woman and then stayed away.
Yeah. She's a piece of crap. Definitely understand why.
That's crazy work. Well, guys, you got a new
there's a new avenue. There's a new avenue.
My man just unlocked a new challenge.
Like, where do you work? I work in Djibouti in Africa. I'm home 1-2 months a year.
Weird.
I'm gone. That's gangster shit.
That's funny.
But correctly, she was spending up all the money anyway, so he just stayed out there like, well, at least I'm getting fed for free out here.
It's a fair trade, if you ask me. That's funny. What do you think about that, Mitch? The idea that we see our moms do so much, and so our idea of what women should do is perverted.
This is gonna be honest. I love and miss my mom every day. But I do not use her as an example for relationships at all. Like
that's honest.
I'll be like, you know what? I'm like, you know what? This was when you 12 years old. You're like, wait a minute, this is fucked up. Like this is not the way this is supposed to go. This is fucked up. Like this is not how it goes. What happened?
You like
like this isn't not how this is supposed to be at all. So for me, I just took it upon the part. Okay, I don't see a gender role. With me, I wash dishes, I do my laundry, I mow the yard. It just for me, it's just work. It doesn't have a name to it. It's just, do you see something that needs to be done? Okay, do it. And the military doesn't help with that because they don't see that in the military either. Like, you an engineer just like me. Crank that shit down, like whatever. Mm-hmm. So I die on my heel about women wanting equality, but I get Michelle's point. I guess in the house you got to separate. How you live in the world is not how you live, I guess, in your home. I guess you got to shut that off the moment you walk through the door. Now, if I've been at work all day and you was home all day and I come home and the trash is full and you waited for me to walk through the door to take it out, I'm going to look at you, Tom, like, so you've been sitting your ass on the couch watching whatever you was watching and you saw the trash here, and I've been at work from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I come in, the first thing I see is some trash. I'm like, I may not say nothing because men internalize that. I'll just go to the garage and listen to Nickelback and yell. And be like, this should I be talking about? But I'll take it out.
That is, ladies, that is
a
telltale sign.
Left work.
Hold on, say that one time.
Or you could have taken it before you left for work.
What if it wasn't full before I left, Michelle?
I'm pretty sure it was full before you left.
Look, wait. You know what? This is what needs to be said here is a telltale sign that your husband or partner is getting fed up. Because if he comes straight home from work, he goes straight in the garage.
Garage? Like, that shit was like...
That's my brother.
Like,
But you what, yo? It's like,
because I
yo.
think, real talk, I think that men, we don't, I think men, it's kind of a two-edged sword. Because if I tell you how I feel, you may weaponize that and use it as me being
Yeah.
mean or whatever. But
Yeah.
so I don't even call women the B word no more. I don't. I call them assholes. I'm like, you're not, no, whatever, because the B word is too offensive. So you're being an asshole right now. You saw
Yeah.
that trash full when I left at 5. Maybe I was late. Maybe I missed coffee. Do me a solid. The trash is at the front. It's not even to the driveway. It's right there. I'm the
Yeah.
one that's been doing stuff all day. Like, and maybe we have the day off, and I respect it. But I think that's where you kind of got to know your partner. Like, Isaac was running out of here late this morning. He was whatever, and I was gone all day. Maybe some stuff broke at work. You don't know what happened, and I'm not holding you responsible for my day. But when I walk in and there's the trash is right there, and you just chilling, I'm like, all right, garage, Nickelback, beer. Give me an
Did
hour.
you
Give
say
me 30
Nickelback?
minutes. Like garage. Give me some time to just get
With
out here
arms wide open.
and we yell in the
Oh my
garage.
God.
And then when she comes out and asks me what's wrong, and I say nothing, she's like, "What's obviously something's wrong." I'm like, if you don't leave me alone right now,
I
and
need you
all that
out
could have
of my face.
my face, because all that could have been avoided if you had taken the trash 15 steps. But
Well,
I'm trying to just separate. Like I'm working on this shit now. You gotta, because I have one thought process whenever I'm out and about throughout the day. When I come home and I have a girlfriend or a wife, I gotta switch that to give her princess treatment, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. But I don't.
Not
I'm working through it now. I'm trying to work through it because I want to be somebody's boyfriend, but my logic and intelligence won't fucking let me sometimes. So I
that's
don't
why
know.
the show is so important. Meat says, so if you work and she doesn't, do you expect her to mow the lawn?
No, no. I'll cut the grass. It's better to mow the lawn. No, I'll cut the grass, G.
So I think he's getting to something that I was thinking where I think I came out the opposite. I think we had the same, we didn't have the
hold
same
on, I'll be
upbringing.
back.
Okay. Let me not say that we had the same upbringing because we didn't. But I want to say that, where my dad wasn't around either, but I think it had the opposite effect where I got very gender role-y,
Okay.
meaning, there are gender roles. My partner, girlfriend, whatever, better not touch trash. You know what I'm saying? She better not take the trash out because that's not what she's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Right. I get
So
it.
that's kind of how I came out on the other side of that. I'm very dude, very dude. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes
Mm-hmm.
do this, chicks do that, but see, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like that's very different from what you were saying, and people probably cringed at what you were saying. But you don't want what I'm saying either. You know what I'm
Yeah. You
saying?
don't. Yeah. People. Yeah. Because they think your way is sweet and it's not. When I
It's
say
not.
when you say you're dude, they have no idea what the fuck that means. I know, because I know you. So I'm like, y'all think y'all want to be over there and be Mrs. Bryce? I'm telling you, Mrs.
You know
Mitchell don't
what?
sound that bad. Mrs. Mitchell don't sound that bad.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like splitting stuff in the house and all of that stuff. Like that don't sound so bad once you get over here and get some of this dude, some
Dude, so
actual like,
like,
hey, gender
did
roles.
you
Yeah.
did you overcook the roast again? All right, I got something for you. I'm like, yo, it don't sound.
It ain't, it's not about violence, but it's the reality then that even though Isaac and I are opposite when it comes to how the gender roles should go, I don't think you want either one of them at the end of the day.
No,
So
but here's the thing. I don't want my wife will never have to change the oil in her car
mm,
or stuff like that. I'm talking
yeah,
about once every blue moon or whatever moon you associate with. If the trash is full and I've been gone all day, just take it, whatever, or just put
yeah,
it. I don't care. But
yeah.
it's not like I want you taking out trash or cutting the grass because you might fuck that up. And the grass is my thing anyway. Because I'm saying if I've had a day, and you can tell I've had a day, the trash, I'll take it out the other 1,000 times that year.
You're you're
But
getting way
1,001.
too specific, okay?
It's weird.
Okay.
It's because it's arbitrarily choosing the trash as the traditionally male thing that you expect your female partner to do.
It was just an example,
No,
but
it was just. I'm just saying. That's all I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah. But what I mean is, so
Just
you
saying.
clearly don't think grass. You clearly don't think oil. You clearly don't think a lot of men things, but for whatever reason, it's okay for trash. What about paying for meals?
Is she my wife?
yeah, I don't see what nah bruh said.
Would you cut the grass? That's you guys. Let's see. You know what
I
I
didn't see
mean?
it.
It says, "Would you cut the grass as short as your neck?"
Oh,
And
here we
let's
go.
not.
Here we go. I can't even see the comments right now.
And it's not.
See, that's not what we see. Okay, all right.
I'm trying to get some work done here.
Trying to work here. Trying to work, man. I'm trying to work here.
This dude come on here with violence.
Can I
Anyway,
work for us? Can I work for a second? Can I work for a
cannot.
second?
But you know what though?
Anyway,
Me and Alex had that conversation. The first thing he said was, "Nigga, you live here too." That was his response. That was his initial response.
damn, G. So I don't
Yeah.
know, man. After thinking about it more, to me that response sounded crazy. But to Isaac, it may not have. It may have been like, yeah, you do live there. So it's like that's where you get into compatibility. Because, like I said, just because I am a different way about that particular subject, don't mean that you want to be over here. You probably don't.
Right. Y'all think
You know
y'all think it's
so.
sweet as y'all think it's sweet as Bryce. Y'all don't want that. Like, who cleans the bathroom?
You better
Like, both of us
have it
shower
together.
in there. Like, it's a bunch of things. It's a bunch of things you can go on. I don't know.
Yeah.
We created that. We had our own bathrooms.
Yeah. So here's the
Okay.
thing. Okay, Michelle. So let's see if you agree with this because you say you want princess treatment, right? So this was something I was thinking about. It seems to me that we as individuals, when we're looking for a partner, want to be loved and treated the way we thought our moms or dads should have loved or treated us, or did love or treat us growing up. Subliminally, not consciously. You're not sitting there thinking about your dad, but the way that he protected you, cared for you, taught you things, showed affection. You and your dad used to joke a lot. You know what I mean? Jabs at each other, blah, blah, blah. If you had a dude that would be that way with you, you would feel like, oh, I vibe with him. You would feel like you have a connection with this dude because that's how your dad did it. You know what I mean? So it seems to me, all of us, in some subliminal way, are either looking for the way that our parent should have loved us, the way that they did love us, or the way that they loved your other parent. Meaning some people latch on to the way that their mom loved their dad, or the way that their dad loved their mom, where he was always praising her. Every time he seen her, he had to slap her on the butt because he's just so into her. And you see that, and that's what you want. And so it's sort of like parents are that important that they shape what you look for later on, even if they're absent. And so that's why absent fathers, especially with daughters, is a big deal. What do you think about that?
So I would agree with you. I did look for, like, when I was, getting to know people or men, I would look for certain attributes that, my father had. But my biggest thing for me was like I did not want to be like my mom. Like that was my blueprint. Like I don't
One
want to
time for
be
Angie, y'all.
No times for Angie. There's
like
no times for Angie, apparently.
I remember my dad telling my mom, "You a crazy bitch." Like I was like, "Wow." I hope no one ever says that to me, and no one has ever said it to me thus far. 36 years on this planet, you know.
There you go. There you go. What's
But
going on,
yeah,
Crystal?
I invited her. I sent her the link, like, "Hey, come in here." But anyways, but yeah, no, I look for certain attributes, like with my dad, as far as like how he viewed, or how he treated like his women. But also, I looked for the ways that I didn't want to be like with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because I would listen to my dad because we had a lot of heart to hearts, and he would be talking about my mom and like not like bashing her, but just being like, the thing about your mom, it's like she had the potential, but like she didn't really take her time. Like for example, like her cooking. Like my mom wasn't a terrible cook, but like she could have been better. But it's like she didn't really care enough. Like she would make beef tips and gravy, and instead of like letting it simmer all day so the beef could be tender, she'd try to cook it right before Dad gets home. And he's like, the meat be all fucking tough and shit. Like this is how he's saying it. This is how he's saying it. So, listening to my dad, I'm just like, yeah, like,
you gotta stop slandering Andrew, man.
Fucking tough. Your dad was a real one. He said beef all fucking tough.
I'm trying so hard to hold it together, but it's fucked up.
No, she didn't. She didn't put her foot in it. She just
beefy all tough.
But yeah, he would talk about things like that. She ain't know no better, fam.
Yeah.
Dad would tell her, and then she'd be like, well, I'll just stop cooking then. Like, why you started cooking, Crystal? Like, why are you trying to act like you wasn't there?
That's crazy. He said, be fucking tough.
Oh, man.
Quick question.
Do you think that was okay?
Hey, do you think that was fair? Do you think you think that's the conversation he should have had with you, or he should have kept that? Like, I probably shouldn't.
I'm a 25-year-old woman.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking he was doing that shit when you like 12. I'm like, that is not cool, G. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Let me tell you something.
Your mother fucked dinner up tonight. Like, whoa.
No. Let me tell you about this one time. So my mom used to buy those banquet Salisbury steak, and he hated them. So one day, I don't know if Dad just had a bad day at work, but he was like, why you keep buying this shit? Don't nobody want to eat this? And Mom never bought another one.
Oh my
God. But we were excited to hear it. Yeah, like Dad spoke.
Damn it.
Anyway, okay.
Oh my God.
That's good stuff. Anyway,
sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's a question.
Sorry.
I
am sorry.
Certain things. I was gonna say, certain things can make up for certain things in a relationship. Certain things can make up for certain things. So we gotta move. We gotta move past it because
I'm Salisbury Steak.
So, for instance,
sorry, that's weak.
Okay. Here's what made me think of it. Because in a relationship, it's funny. I do like very annoying shit purposely sometimes. Sometimes purposely, sometimes not. Sometimes it's like just the way that I am is annoying, right? And so I do annoying shit, and so people would think, oh, if you continue to do annoying shit, that somebody's going to get fed up. But I do other shit well, and so to me, as long as I do the other shit that I do well, I continue to do it well. It doesn't matter that I do annoying shit often. That makes sense. So, for instance, say, for example, you like to complain about stuff. You know what I mean? Like cleaning up. Let's take cleaning up. You're cleaning up, and you do this thing where you complain that I'm not helping, but if I were to help, you're going to get mad about the way I do it. Right? You're that type of person. You know you are. I know you are. And so it's not that you actually want me to help. You just want to complain. Right? Because if I actually help, you're going to get mad anyway. And that's how I'm taking it anyway. You just want to complain. You don't want me to help because if I do, you're going to get mad. So I don't help. I essentially ignore you. And fucking walk around this house and you're sitting here and you see the trash. You see the trash. If I'm ignoring you, because if I take the trash out, you're going to be like, well, you didn't put the plastics with the bottles, and so I ignore you. That annoys you. You get mad. You're like, right. I'm sitting here telling him, and not only am I telling him, but he's flat out ignoring me. Okay? But if I were to make you come on demand, Maybe you don't care about. Maybe you just like, but whatever. You just. So when I say certain things can make up for certain things, there is a trade-off in relationships where this dude ain't gonna be perfect, the girl ain't gonna be perfect. But if they do other things well, it don't have to be sex. But if they do other things well, you'll take the trade. Like I am never gonna get him to put the pillows on the bed the right way, but make me calm. I'm probably not gonna care.
I feel like some of those things be malicious compliance with the wall. It's like we've had this conversation enough for you to know how I like this shit. So at this point, you're doing this as a subtle part of you at this point. You can't convince me otherwise.
I can tell you that certain things you complain about. For example, there are women who have beds with a lot of decorative pillows. Okay. And they like their decorative pillows to be put on the bed when the bed is not in use in a certain way. And they want it always to be on the bed when the bed is not in use. There's not a time where you can just get out of the bed and go do whatever it is you're doing. You got to put the pillows back. And they keep them in like a little separate little nook that you got to go open, take the decorative pillows out of it, and put them on the bed a certain way. I can tell you I will never do that. I'm not going to. You can show me a million times exactly how you like it. I'm not going to do that. I think it's dumb to begin with. I think it's stupid you spent the money on them. Who's going to see our decorative pillows in our bed? Our company? Who's looking at these pillows but us? And you want me to get out of the bed? I don't care. So I'll fuck it up. If you try to press it, you're going to press it on me. I will fuck it up. I don't care. I don't care. But, again, if you never get me to comply with the decorative pillow thing,
Yes,
but I
Meech,
make you come all the time, you're not going to care. You're going to let it go. You're like, whatever. You know what I mean? Let it go. And it's not just sexual.
but like, why though?
Because I don't care about these pillows. You're going to make me care.
But she cares.
You're not going to bully me into caring about these pillows.
It's not bullying. It's like, hey,
No, it
I
is.
asked this. Can you do it? Like, what's the problem?
I see it as bullying, and I'm not going. I don't give in to terrorists. I'm an American. I served this country for 20 years of my life, and I will
John,
not lay down to
if
terrorism.
you like penis, just say that.
I'm sorry.
If you like penis, just say that.
This is how women try to like, you know what I mean? They always do that, trying to make it gay. Like I'm still not moved. I'm not doing the pillows. Not moved at all. That doesn't move me at all. I'm gonna tell you. So that's my thing, though. That's how I behave. That's why I said, ladies, it's not necessarily better that I'm very dude about my stuff because you're not gonna tolerate that. Some of you won't. Point being, certain things to make up for certain things. So, say for instance, me and you get along like you and your dad did. We joke and play and blah blah, and it's very reminiscent. And you love the way that we are in that way. But I'm not gonna do the pillows. You would trade it off. You'd be like, I don't appreciate the way he is with this pillow thing, but I'm not going to give this dude up over pillows. I'm not going to do it. So I feel like it is an acceptance and acknowledgement that you're not going to find perfect, but you can find pretty good. And if you can be okay with pretty good, you could probably end up in a really good relationship if you allow yourself that.
Crystal asked a question. She
So
said,
if something you want, so if it's something you want, should she give in? So here's my thing about it. We all make decisions in life. You can choose not to. You know what I mean? We all make decisions. You can decide what hill you're going to die on. I'll die on the pillow hill. I will die on Pillow Hill, Mountaintop Hill. And this is where he laid to rest. He was a good dude. He ain't bothered nobody. I will die on that hill. I'm not getting out of the bed. And so if you want to leave me over the pillows, then we were not compatible, and I'm okay with that. I will move forward in my life.
That point, though, Josh, it's not about the pillows. It's the fact that you're blatantly not doing something I've asked just because you don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah,
And
call it that.
room and space for bigger issues.
Okay, call it that.
If you're willing
That's
to
what's
carry
happening.
something so minuscule, what else
Yeah,
are you willing to apply that to?
yeah. Call it that. Call it whatever you want to call it and leave. I don't care. I'm not. I'm not gonna do the pillows. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it means that you gotta go, you gotta find the dude that will do the pillows because that's the hill you want to die on. We all make decisions in life. So that's my thing. For me, say it was something I wanted. Say I wanted you to, if your hair is in the drain in the shower, get that shit out of there. You see it.
That's
It's
a
your
fair.
hair, clearly your hair. It's going to clog the drain. It's going to make the water back up. It's going to make the tub dirty. Get your hair out of there. But some of y'all don't feel compelled to do that. Get the lint out of the lint trap in the dryer. You're going to cause a fire in the house, okay? Get the lint out of the lint trap. Some of you don't feel compelled to do that. So it was something like that. But you do other things well. Would I feel like that is something I need to leave you over because you don't do that one thing? I don't think I care about anything that much. Something like the way you treat my kids, I would leave you over that. Or, my finances, if you play with my money, look, you got to go, Jack. Sorry. But just, that's my thing is that there are going to be things that I want her to do that she's not going to do. She's just not going to.
Like I was saying, it's not as so much about the pillows as it is about the principle, like the intention behind it.
Sure.
It's
here's the thing, Michelle.
Just because you don't see the value in something that I see value in, you're just not going to do it. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah. let me, and so this is going to be a window, everybody. Take this opportunity. This is going to be a window into life as my partner, okay? Because, I try to sound smart on here a lot of times. People are like, what's wrong with him? Here's a window. Michelle, what you're saying is probably true, and I still don't care. I'm not going to do the pillows. I don't care. Be mad. Call it whatever. Call it narcissism. Call it whatever you want. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. If you leave over it, I will make peace with that in my life. Like, damn, you gave up a good one over pillows? Probably.
It's not about, I feel like you're intentionally being obtuse right now. It's not about pillows.
Well, you're saying that essentially to me, this is an opinion. What you're trying to do is take a very small, insignificant thing and make it a big thing and extrapolate it to the universe. Say, well, if you don't care about that, then you don't care about the universe. Sure, say that. I don't care. I don't care. You're not going to make me care. You're not going to bully me into caring. I don't care. So do with that information what you will.
I think both of you have a significant point. The pillows on the bed, in my mind, it's I know it's not about the pillows, but men are very visual. I'm like, so it's in ours it's about the pillow. What about the bed that's bought? What about the bed that's bought in this motherfucker? Or the whatever, like the mattress or the house that we got? Like the pillows is just it doesn't seem like much. However, what Michelle is saying, that does lay the groundwork for other things. Like if I'm just simply asking you to do something that in your mind is trivial, if it's trivial in your mind, and if it doesn't matter, then why not do it? I get it from both sides. It's just
you didn't see the comment. Crystal said, if you so visual, why then you should enjoy the pillows. The fuck?
Fuck them pillows, man. Like, okay, you almost got me.
You got it. Look, it's entertainment, baby.
Fuck them pillows. I don't know, man.
Nobody cares. Man.
So I'm trying to understand. Like, is this really gonna be some shit that's gonna be on my girlfriend's docket? Like, honestly, these are the pillows that we bought. These are the pillows from IKEA. They cost totally $200. Like, what? First of all, what the fuck you spend $200? Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to combine emotion and logic. to where I don't flip out all the time, be like, this makes no sense, and walk away. Because that's a dick move. That's a coward's way out. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm walking away. I'm trying to understand it from both sides. But I keep erring on the side of like, what?
No. Here's my thing.
Okay,
to what you're saying. Everything is not a thing to care about.
Okay.
What she's doing to me is using the scenario as a metaphor for larger things. If you think this way about this thing, then you think that way about another thing. That is not
true.
Follow.
Which is not true at all.
That does not follow. That's not logically coherent or equivalent. Because I think this way about pillows, then I must think this way about other things. I just don't give a shit about these pillows. And so to decide in your mind that you're going to make it into a bigger thing, even when it's really just these pillows and nothing else, that's a choice you're making, right? And, if you've ever been to anger management, they'll tell you anger is a choice. Anger is a choice. You're choosing to be angry, and you could make a choice not to be angry. And so to me, that is you making a choice to make this scenario into a larger event.
I got something. So let's say that you two are in an argument. You're arguing about this. They bring up that. They bring up something. They go left field for some shit that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. But you're maybe winning the argument. So I gotta go nuclear. Like, no, we're talking about this right now. We're not talking about anything else. We're gonna stay on stay on topic. So that's why we can not argue, but we're talking about this right now.
But so that's my thing is that, so say me and Michelle, we're arguing about this right now. This is real, and that is her point. What was it? One more time, let's just make your point real quick, Michelle. What was your point about the pillows? Is that I think if I think this way about the pillows, then I must think this way about other things?
It wasn't about the pillows, but yes, essentially, if you are choosing, because you blatantly said, I know that this is important to you, but I'm choosing to be difficult about this situation because I don't care.
Definitely did say that.
So she paraphrased, and we'll go with that. I'll grant it for the sake of the argument. Because what I'm trying to get at is, what would I do in real life if this were a real argument? I'm not going to go back and forth with you about it. How would you say?
You wouldn't care about the pillows. You said it in front of everybody just now. You wouldn't care.
I wouldn't. I'm not backtracking on that. I still wouldn't care about the pillows, but I do other things well. Okay, and that was the whole point of this. Remember that now.
Yeah.
The point is, you're now upset about my stance on the pillow thing. But say I'm out and about, right? I've ignored. I'm not mad at you like you're mad at me. I'm just ignoring the whole thing because I don't think it's a big deal. But now I'm out and about, and I see something that is an inside joke between me and you, and I buy it, so that I come home and I show it to you, and I'm like, look what I found. They sang right. And it's like, it's to the point where you can't deny that's funny. Like, you're mad, you don't want to laugh right now, it's not a joke, but, that is kind of funny if you look at it. Because it's between me and you, and that's part of our thing, it's this thing. That kind of, to me, helps put the other argument into perspective. At the end of the day, it is just about pillows, so let me chill out. He's being nice. You know what I mean? He's not trying to beef about this. And at the end of the day, it's bills. What do I care? It helps to move on from it. And that's the other point I was trying to make is that we got to accept that your partner's not going to be perfect. We think that, there's somebody out there that's going to do everything from love Jesus to care about pillows like I do. And it's like, that dude ain't there. You got to accept. Go ahead. You about to say something? Oh, I thought you were about to say something. I was going to say that we all, not you, we all have to accept that there ain't no perfect person out there. The person that you're with is probably going to annoy the shit out of you to a level that makes you want to put hands on him. Daily. To put hands on this dude. And he probably feel the same way about you. But at the end of the day, if he being nice, the shit was funny. And he do other stuff well. He takes care of you. He nurtures you and cares for you like your dad did. He just don't do the pillows. That perspective kind of changes the gravity that we're putting on, how, his decision about the pillows affects the rest of the relationship. Like,
I think for me, I would just want to know that how I feel about something matters.
it does for a lot of other stuff, just not the pillows. Because that's the thing. We're talking about a dude that's generally good. We're not talking about a piece of shit that don't care about nothing you say about nothing. We're talking about a dude that generally 9 times out of 10 is good, and y'all have a chemistry that's different from other people, where you and he have a thing, an us, right? We'll call it the us. When I say, oh, that's us, that's how we do things, y'all have that. You're not gonna give that up
And
over
nine,
he don't disagree. He disagrees about the pillows.
I mean, but 9 times out of 10, if he's like that with that situation, he's like that with other things that he don't care about.
That is an extrapolation that you cannot make because you do not know that. You're just making that up.
I'm literally speaking off experience.
But we've talked about your experience.
It's like, hey, your dog sheds. Can you please sweep the floor?
Yeah. Remember, like 2 shows ago, we were talking about how you have a talent, a knack for choosing real pieces of shit as partners. A lot of them dudes were some pieces of work, man. Some pieces of work.
Yeah, but a lot of them share your views on things like this. Like
Yeah.
with Terrence, when we first got together, I would go home to the condo that I share with Crystal and Richmond every weekend, because it's like, if I'm paying rent here, I want to be here at least part of the day or part of the week. I would like have a bottle. This is before I started drinking like how I drink now. I would leave a bottle in the freezer, come back, he drunk it up. Hey, like, why are you touching my shit? He's like, what's the big deal? I could just buy it. I was like, but you're not like replacing it. And I know this because I'm coming home thinking I'm going to have a nice lemonade and vodka before I have to go to work the next day. And my vodka is gone. And I just bought it on Thursday. It was a full bottle. And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't see a big deal if I can just replace it.
Yeah.
Why not buy your own then?
Yeah. But I think, again, I think that is where the determination about what hills you're willing to die on comes in. You know what I mean?
Oh, to keep at the house.
She said, guys never talk about their bad picks.
Oh,
I talk
because
about
those
mine
are
all
on
the
display.
time.
Because I think those are on display. I think when men pick terribly, our lives are ruined. It's like I
You know
did.
what I'm saying? You can look at my life.
Like you can look at how my life has been.
Look at Josh.
Like you can look at my life and see I had the wrong woman. Like it's like
Somewhere along the line,
some shit went wrong. I don't. Yeah.
I would be
When
a lot further along than I am right now.
I think when women choose the wrong partner, I think their recovery may be a little bit quicker. Not saying one is better than the other, but when a man picks the wrong woman, shit can get out of hand terribly. I'm like,
permanently.
Permanently, like bad. Like
Yeah.
Please.
Let me see. We have crossed the 8 p.m. threshold. I want to see if there's anything I think we should get into before we go. Oh, one thing. Last thing. Okay, fellas, I'm going to give you the answer. Okay? She said, nah, y'all just accept it. Yeah. Hold on, wait.
What? Accept what?
Okay, let me go back. Crystal was saying, she said, guys never talk about their bad picks. Then she said, I'm just saying people always tell women to pick better, but y'all need to be more vocal. The fuck? And she said, nah, y'all just expect it. Yeah, okay. So,
no.
Sure.
I picked the wrong one. It changed my entire thought process about life. So I was like, wait a minute, this can't be how it is. So it's like, yeah.
And so, sometimes y'all expect women to pick bad, or assume we do. You do.
You do. Like, wait a minute, you do. Like you do. I don't get it. Like,
she said, like y'all friends don't be lying. Sure, there are liars out there, but no, we talked about it last show. sometimes y'all be
Y'all
knowing what's
know
about to
better. Like
happen, and you
this
get out
isn't
the
a good
car
idea.
anyway.
It's like, oh, fuck the red flags. There's caution tape. There's a stop sign. Like, do
Yeah,
not go over there.
yeah. And when
No,
the red
he's
flags,
tall. Like he's tall. Go
yeah,
ahead. So
yeah.
I
The
had an
red
epiphany
flags
the other
start looking
day.
like Six Flags.
So it's two things I thought about. I'm gonna let you get back to your subject. This is gonna sound really, really bad. I no longer. So the first woman I ever had to protect was like my sister, right? So that's my first black woman I ever had to protect was my baby sister. So I love her more than anything. The issue is I kind of don't care what women do anymore. I
Yeah.
don't have a gauge. I don't whatever you do is fine. I'm just whatever you do. That's your own thing. I don't feel the need to. I don't want to say correct, but I don't feel like I should have to. I don't want to interject in your life at all. I don't want to have a say so. I don't want to be like we as black people should do this. I'm over all of that. I'm just gonna be like, you know what, you do exactly what you want to do all the time. And when the concept and when things happen towards the end, there will be no I told you so because I never tell you nothing. That's kind of where I'm at with it right now. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. So my second thing is I don't we keep men always tell women to take accountability for stuff. I think that's too far.
Hold
I
on,
think we just want
Crystal, who you talking to?
I
So I
can't see
think
the
he's talking to
camera.
Meech.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm also to the point to where, like I said, I don't think I'm not going to use the word. Like, I don't want women to take accountability. No, they whatever. I just want women to acknowledge it first. Like just acknowledge that you made a bad decision. Don't act like you didn't. The accountability part that's not on us as men. I can't make you. I can't hold you accountable. You have to do that on your own. If you can just acknowledge where you jacked up at. I know, Bryce, you're shaking your head, but I can't hold your feet to the fire to make you say I shouldn't have fucked with A, B, and C. That's not my business. But just acknowledge that you fucked up, and then you can move on. But I'm not going to be like holding the gavel and judging you by it. I'm over that shit. I'm taking a step back from it. Like, you know what? Y'all do what y'all want to do. Because anything that men say, especially men of color, if we say something, then we're toxic. If we don't say anything, it's just we never can find a healthy medium. So I'm like, you know what? That's fine. You guys are good over there. More power to you. That's just where I'm at with it. Go ahead.
For what Crystal was saying, with that, went along with what you're saying. She was kind of saying, we all pick bad, so we should stop blaming each other for making bad picks. Meech made a comment before that, said women should just use your intuition, right?
But it only works. It only works whenever. Never mind. It only works when it's too late. How does that shit not? I thought intuition came before the fucking shit happened. I
Oh,
thought it was
shit,
like
that's
a
funny.
warning, but I don't know.
Meech is an asshole.
He's an
Anyway,
asshole.
she said, Crystal said, are you sure? Hold on, let me go back. Crystal said, are
And
you sure? Because it seems like y'all think all single women pick bad. I believe that we can go in each single woman's history, find at least one guy that very early on
you knew.
showed signs that this is not a thing, and then you ignored all that. Now, for dudes, I mean, we can be guilty of the same thing, I guess. I mean,
Can I give you a
yeah,
caveat?
that's fair.
I'm going to give you a caveat. We don't have the same access to them the way they have access to us. So they
That's
tend to have
untrue.
more choices, especially if you're by standards pretty or gorgeous or whatever. You get to literally dudes will line up at your feet, and you get to literally pick and choose who's the right one. And to see you consecutively make the same choice, whether it be good or bad, over and over and over again, that speaks a lot about your character, whatever flaws you may go through, whatever trauma that you may have. We as men, as unless you have an exorbitant amount of money or you are famous, then you get to have your pick of the litter. Men are a little bit different. So when we say women choose bad, y'all, if you're pretty, you get to choose damn near whoever you want to rock with. If you keep choosing the wrong dudes, that speaks volumes.
Because if Meat said they're sneaky, they even tell us they're better cheaters. They do be saying that.
Yeah, that's
also, Michelle's a cheater. I don't know if we talked about that enough last show.
No,
in case you forgot. In case we forgot to mention it. Damn.
And when I'm
That's
like
crazy.
19 years old and that's just what I do.
I thought that was annoying. I don't know if I said that. Chris says, just because you're pretty doesn't mean you don't have wishful thinking. Women are taught from birth to believe in Prince Charming and you're happily ever after.
We talking about Disney movies? We talking about Disney movies? Because
that's a fair point. It's a fair point that there's a perception for women that there's going to be a Prince Charming that comes and finds you. You just got to find him. And that's what movies like The Notebook happen, where she thought she found a dude, but then he went away and she found another dude, but then the first dude came back.
She cheated on her husband over some pancakes and beer. Like, yeah.
So, but it's all to do with the fact that she's trying to find her Prince Charming and she's just confused about who it is. But that's all women, you know what I mean? Not all women are confused, but all women are trying to find their Prince Charming because they have been told since birth that that's going to be a thing for them. She says, Crystal says, I'm talking about special manufacturing. Okay. And then Meath says, they also learn how to manipulate men very early. And then Krista says, just like y'all think boys will be boys, so you have no control over like what we do as boys, because boys will be boys, and we just do certain things. And it's like, yeah. And so she's like, the social conditioning
that's gone away too. I think men are held accountable for their actions very early, whether it be by society, their parents, or prison. So it's a very different thing for us.
Saying that for the sake of having something to say.
You think of what? What'd you say?
I think you're just saying that for the sake of having something to say. I have a story.
Go, let's do it, Michelle.
Was 16. He got caught getting head in the car in a neighborhood by the cops. My dad had to go pick him up from the police station. And my dad was so proud. Could you imagine how he would have felt if that was me? Sucking it?
There's the alcohol, Michelle, we're talking about. We got
Could you imagine?
I'm sorry, you guys. Michelle was drinking Sex Panther tonight, so she's a little.
Why?
Saying prime example of that. Prime example.
But was he not? Was he not?
Josh, how do you think my dad would have reacted if that was me?
Oh yeah, that was poorly. Kristen got almost destroyed to go into a football game, so I don't imagine.
Right. Yeah, you got her in trouble. We ain't forget.
Damn. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm does remember.
Yeah. So, okay, this is the last day. Come on, here we go. I'm giving guys the answer. This is why I need to get this in before we go.
Stop it.
Okay, guys. Stop. What'd you say?
I was telling Meech to stop it. He was like, he loved more. Like, cut it out.
So here's the thing. Guys, we always talk about this thing about food, right? Food conversation, where you ask your significant other what they want to eat. They say, I don't know, I don't care. Whatever's fine with me, I just want to eat. And then you say, okay, I want to get this thing. And then they say, no, I don't want that. I figured it out. I got the formula. What's the right answer, guys? If that's the thing that your partner does, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to just take charge and just pick something and if she don't like it, oh, well, she needs to starve? No, she's going to get mad. Are you supposed to say, oh, well, it's on you. You pick then, since you're going to say no, she's going to get mad. So what's the answer? The answer is, I'm not even lying, I'm not bullshitting. This is what they want you to do. Get yourself a list of restaurants and start naming restaurants until they say, okay, I want that. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the answer. Name them off one by one. This is going to be tedious. This is time consuming. Some may feel like it's a waste of time. Some may feel like they don't want to do this. But the actual answer to the question is, what should you do in the situation? Get a list of restaurants, name them one by one, and then let her think about each one as you name it off. And then she will eventually pick one, and then that's where you're gonna go. I just gave you the answer. You can choose to take it or not take it. That's the answer. Michelle, if one were to do that in that scenario, would you be happy with that answer? Would you be like, okay, yeah, do that?
I mean, yeah, but also I pick where we go eat.
Because also, yeah, but what?
I usually pick where we go eat. Like I never have a problem picking.
There you go. Michelle's
Oh yeah,
different.
I saw this place I wanted to try. Let's try that.
Michelle's always different. But she did also say that she would be satisfied if you were to do that. So
Yeah.
even Michelle, you guys.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Even Michelle would be satisfied with that. She's like the most dudest girl that there is.
I'm a real one at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
So Sam, she don't even love them hoes, G. Like y'all be doing it.
Real.
It ain't enter to love them hoes, G. That's what's up, man. So this is good, man. And you know what? There's so many. There are so many comments here. Hold on, let me go back. Let me see if there's anything here that needs to be. Okay, so yeah, people were surprised at Michelle's story. Yeah, so let's skip that. And then me said that your dad loved you more, and that's why he would have tripped. Sure. What's the name? Crystal said we're held to different standards. Crystal said when she meets Isaac, she's gonna fight him. Michelle said, "Yeah, grab his neck."
Jesus Christ, man! I've been quiet the whole show. I was quiet the entire show. I was quiet the entire show.
Josh,
He said, "Just get it." What's the name? Crystal said, "I'm gonna make smothered pork chops." Y'all are funny. Then they were talking about making plans for the smothered pork chops. And she said, "I'll fight you too." Crystal did. Y'all are hilarious. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this Moscato Patron mixture, this is the one. This is serious business. I do enjoy it. I think you should try it. I'm just gonna be honest. I think you should try it.
Hey, Josh.
So,
what do you do after this show? Because you hop off this shit so quick.
what do? I go back and watch the show.
Oh, you be like, yeah, we gotta go, click, and then you just
Yeah. Because I go back and watch the show, and then I start thinking about what to do with the content. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got reels. Okay, here's the thing. So I'm glad you brought that up. So I want to start doing what's called boosting the reels, right? Where right now we get however many we get. We're gonna say it publicly. We get how many views that we get. But you could tell Instagram, Facebook, or wherever you put it, hey, I want this many views, period. And I'm going to give you American dollars to make that happen. And they can, it depends on how much money you have to spend on this thing. And what'll happen is the views turn into followers. See what I'm saying? Right? People like your stuff, they share it with somebody else. That's another follower. You see where this is going. This is how one day, out of nowhere, Fuhad and James ended up on your timeline. And now they just steady there all the time, and now you share their stuff whenever you get an opportunity. They're great. Don't get me wrong, they're great, but they did it the right way. They promoted their stuff, and now people just like their stuff. So I want to start doing that. The point of telling y'all this is we got to clean it up a little bit. I can't boost a bunch of motherfuckers, dicks, and pussies.
Wait, remember that video I sent you a few weeks ago? What that dude was like, what did he say? You know what I'm talking about? When he was
Which one?
quoting Thug from Lifestyle?
Yeah. Yes, but so some people do that, but we are starting out as far as it's all concerned. They probably have a following already, and so you put onesie twosies out that are not mainstream. We need some mainstream stuff that we can put out. So we got to clean it up a little bit. So I will ask for y'all's help on that in subsequent shows. We'll see what we can get out of this one. But let's try to get to a place where we put some money behind it and see where it goes, see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it because I don't care. The day I can stop asking my friends for Uber money, that's the day that I can put some money towards this. Okay?
No,
But
no,
I
it's not. Yeah.
friends and my sister like, hey dog, I'm going out to this festival. Can you just pay for my Ubers?
Listen, I'm not asking y'all to put up the money. I'm asking y'all to clean up the language so that when I put the money up, there's actually some reels that are worth, just putting out there where people can be driving in the cars with kids and it's okay that they watch our stuff. So,
The day
yeah.
that I got it.
Yeah. Amen. But yeah. Other than that, another great show. Some funny stuff came out, and we will make some reels about it. And we'll be back next week. Thank y'all for coming and participating in the comments too. Super dope, super dope. Oh, when y'all see the reels come out, for everybody that's still watching, go comment on them because engagement with the reels makes it so that more people see them and you see how it snowballs. So if you make a comment on the reel or like it or share it or put it on your story or whatever you want to do something with the reels that we make so that the engagement increases, that it gets shared out by Instagram elsewhere.
Josh,
Cool.
before you go, I wanted to share this with you while I have
I'm
Isaac.
scared.
Um,
I'm
so
scared.
Isaac called me last weekend or the weekend before, and because I told him, I was like, I want to do a soul food night, and he's like, I think we should do a taco night because soul food, I don't want to give them the wrong idea, and it would just be embarrassing. We can't do that, so we're just gonna go with tacos. Okay, are you okay with that? And I was like, oh my god, like what's wrong? Like he was alluding to it being slave food. Like, felt like that's what it felt like to me. Tell me if I'm wrong, Isaac.
No, I just said I don't want to be cooking fried chicken and shit for a bunch of people. That's why I just don't want to do that.
Do these people happen to be from the mountains of
The
Caucasus?
caucus, yeah, like white folks. And I'm just like, I'd
Cameron
much
ain't
rather,
white.
huh?
Cam ain't white.
Cam's the only other black person that would probably be there. The rest would be Caucasian or something or some variation of it. So what I was simply saying was that maybe instead of us slinging fried chicken and hog maw and pig feet, how about, crazy idea, we just do tacos? But fuck me, right? For trying to be, I don't know, out thinking outside the box. So
Okay, you're being prejudiced here, mate.
Jesus.
Oh my
You're being
God.
You know what's
prejudiced,
crazy?
roommate. Isn't he
Michelle,
Hispanic?
and every time I call Michelle, the conversations are good. We get off on a high note. And then somehow they come back and bite me in the fucking ass. So you know what? I think that I'm fucking finished. I think that I'm done.
Crystal's does like fried
I
chicken.
tried,
Oh, here's my thing. Here's what made it funny to me at first was Isaac's absolute terror. What she said.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is she gonna say? I'm like, hey, I was cool. I was like, yo, because I was like, listen, Shannon Sharp going through his shit, everybody going through shit. I'm like, I didn't say nothing that was sexual or disrespectful. I didn't say nothing that was nasty. I'm like, I went through my mind 100 times. Like, okay, I was a little drunk when I called her, but I made sure it was professional and it was on the up and up. It wasn't no slick shit said. It was everything was cool. And I was like, okay, wait. I was like, thank God it's racism. You know, like, thank God. Thank God.
No,
Oh my
see,
God.
I tell Josh everything pretty much, so
No, it's
he would have
fine.
been
It's
just
cool. I'm
happened.
just like, I
My
don't know.
God, it's hot.
I
Oh my
can't.
God.
At this point in my life, I can't deal with any bullshit. Like Isaac said he was gonna do something to me. No, I didn't say none of that shit. I
You
talked
about to
about cooking
Shannon Sharp
tacos.
your
That was
ass,
it.
boy.
There was no metaphor, nothing. Tacos. That was it. God damn it.
Look,
Like,
I will tell you, if she hit the line to me, if she said Isaac, Josh called me the other day, and I would have been like, wait.
wait. I was like, no. I was like, hey, shit. No. When I say I got no time for bullshit, that's I'm trying to. I was so
It's like
scared.
automatic. Like
When I tell
You ain't
I
even
was
said
sitting
nothing to her, but it's a
I was
terror,
so
dog.
scared. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't do
dude,
shit. I'm like, I
what
didn't
if she
do
took some
shit.
shit the wrong way? Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Oh, that's funny. I can see it in your face. So go back and watch the show, that part specifically, and watch her
oh
face when
God,
she
that was
said,
not okay. Was that? I was like, I didn't do
right. There you go,
Wait,
Meeks.
I didn't do fucking shit. I didn't do shit. Shit, I didn't do nothing.
This story ain't even crazy, first of all.
Yeah.
Sir, you don't know me. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
Meeks said, with her stories, you never know.
Oh no, not Michelle, not Michelle. Yeah, that's the homie, not Michelle,
Yeah.
not Michelle.
Anyway, okay, we got to end because now we had an hour and a half. I got to make
All right,
reels
yeah.
of this
I
shit.
was nervous. I got hot. I said, shit, I
Yeah,
didn't do nothing.
it's
I
good
said,
stuff. Get you some Patron and Moscato. Y'all
no,
have a
sir.
good night until next
All
time.
right.
If y'all see
Peace.
recipes, send it to me. Peace.
Peace.